Hey friends, now we are going to understand the concept which was the main reason for C++ to come into existence. This is the reason why C++ was built over C, and that reason is OOPS. This is not OOPS like our OOPS. This is object oriented programming, and short form is OOPS. Oops, the program must have said, oops, what I have done, I have built C++. And this concept is very important, and the amazing part is it is on the same side, it is very easy, very easy, trust me. I'm not just saying it, why I don't know why people find it so difficult, but just you follow just one rule that we have. Everything in computer programming is related to real life scenario, and if you can compare it, you'll find it very easy. There's nothing in it. And oops, there are many features like data encapsulation, and data hiding, abstraction, and blah blah blah. You'll find those technical words in many textbook, Google, everywhere, and they are important. I'm not saying they are important, but what I focus is there on practical thing. If you can understand it practically, you'll get all those definitions by, or and you can make your own definitions actually. So I'll give you the practical view of it. I'll not explain you the definition, those features of OOPS, because you are not going to give exam. You can understand them by your own if you understand this practically, and you can make your own definitions. Now class is the first feature of OOPS, object oriented programming. So it is OOPS, object oriented programming system or language, or what you want to say. And you'll find this in everywhere, in Java, in C++, in many other languages. You learn, concept is same, it's just the implementation is different. Concept is same everywhere, 100%. This is you can trust me over this. Now real life scenario, then we'll see C++. There's nothing new in C++ actually. It's all the real life scenario. So I have a problem, please give me a solution for it. I want to build, I want to be a architecture, I want to build houses, societies. How I can do that? Should I directly buy a land and start building houses over it? Is it the right approach, or what is the best approach that I can do or use? What I know, the architecture, famous architectures do, they first draw design of a house on paper. This is just the outline. They draw everything inside, bathroom, bedroom, hall, kitchen, everything on paper. They think over it, they design it, everything on paper, and then finally they approve it or get it approved from some authority, and then they build houses using this prototype, this design. These are real houses. Let me use different color. Can you tell me why I'm using different color here? Because houses with different color. One house is of blue, one is of red. Let's imagine an orange house. So as you can see, the structure is same. So architecture, first they design some house on paper, right? Everything in detail. Then they use that paper as prototype, which they call it as prototype, or they also call it as blueprint. You must have heard these terms, right? And using that they create real houses. So all these three houses here are real houses. Right? This is the approach, and I should also use this approach. And thank you if you have also thought of this approach. Now what is the difference here? This is something which we don't have in real life. Means you can't stay in this house. This is on paper. This is simply a design. You can't go and stay here, right? Unless you are you are in some animation movie. And these are real houses in which you can stay. But we have built these houses using this prototype, so their structure is same. So this is called as, oops, this is called as class, which is not which doesn't exist in real life, which is on paper. But using that class, what we have built here is called as object of that class. So every house is an object. So class is something on paper, a prototype. Or so if you read definition of class in textbook, you'll see class is in prototype, class is a blueprint, because it is something on paper. And object is class in real memory. That means you have used that class to build something which exists in memory, in RAM, in real memory, and we call it as object of that class. So this is, let's say, name this class as house. So all these three houses are object of that class house. Okay, now what is the difference between these three houses? They all have the same architecture as that class prototype, but the difference is in color, right? You can have different color, or maybe material. Let's say I have wooden door in one house, okay, or let's say iron door in another house. So I can change the material, right? Or I can have marble flooring in one house, or simple tiles in another house. So overall design is same. Bedroom design, kitchen design, hall design, bathroom design is same. I can change some properties in it. For example, wall color, for example, door material, for example, switch material, or electric appliances material, or maybe flooring material, ceiling material. So you can change little properties in the object, but overall structure will be same as the original class. And same thing happens in C++. You design a common prototype for something which is called as class, then you create multiple objects of that class which is called as real objects, but you can change their properties so that one object is different from another. So one house is different from another. If you're staying in that house, this is your neighbor's house, you can't go and access everything in your neighbor's house. This is different. Structure is same as, you both have the common structure, you have both have the common prototype, but you can't use access another person house, right? They both are different in real life. So these two are different. So objects are different, however they have a common prototype. Clear? This is the same thing in C++, just we have to see how we can implement a class and an object in C++, how we can change the properties. Now let's say another example. So you can have car design, right? Every company has its own car design and they build new cars based on that design. So you'll have common car, for example Honda cars, for Ford cars, they all have their own design. They just change either color, either wheel type or something, but common, they have common design. Same goes for bike. All company has its own bike design. Let's say television, right? They just change either their color, some functionality, but they make, they don't have different design for different television. They have common design, then they make different televisions, real television sets based on that design. Getting my point? So these are all are real life scenario. There are many. If you see around you, they all follow this format. Even from small things like suitcases, they also have a common design and they make many suitcases based on that design. They just change either color or zip or the here and there to increase the cost or decrease the cost, right? One more common example, let me give you one more. God. So let's say man, let's say God has one common machine format to create new men and women. So this is the prototype for men that God has, and that prototype says that every man should have one nose, hand, two, right, leg, two, and right, same for women. So based on that we have many men, right. You can have many men, but their prototype is same. Everyone will have two hands, two eyes, two legs, one nose, and two ears, but the difference is they can have multiple men, different height, right, or weight, or color, or size and shape of hand or leg or ear. So this is what is class, common prototype, common machine, and based on this we have real objects. And same goes for women, girls. They have their common machine. God has common machine for them as well, and God used that machine to create females. Getting my point? So what is class? What is real object? Same happens in C++. We have something called as class, common prototype. Then we make real objects. We just change we change some properties, and every object is different from other object, right? Object has common prototype of class, but in real life they are different from each other. Getting my point? Remember these points. So I'm just writing it here, common points. Class is a common prototype, right? Class doesn't exist in real, it is just on paper. Class can have multiple objects, right? Real objects. Objects exist in real. One object is different from other objects, right? So these are some points for you. And just go through these examples, try to find more examples in your scenario, in your environment, map them here, and you will see practical example of class in next video. And we'll use this example in our next video also to give you more insight about practical programming. See you.